Hey everyone, welcome to the drive home. I'm Kristen.
I'm Megan, hey.
And today we are talking about E3.
Oh my gosh, I wish we had more time. So much fun stuff.
Yeah, E3 is a convention for basically if you're a video gamer, it's the place to be.
Yeah, it's the Electronic Entertainment Expo. And so yeah, a lot of games, a lot of new technology, a lot of cool stuff.
They have a lot of press conferences the first couple of days that kind of explains what new technology is going down for each company. Sony has a big one, Nintendo has another one, and it gets all the different technology companies out from all across the world that come out here. And
yeah, Microsoft and they basically just talk about the new products that they got coming out, and then like basically each little booth that they have set up, all the booths are basically like demos or trailers for all of their upcoming games. It's really cool.
Which is awesome because you do get to try, they give you a chance to try all of them, except it's a bit, we were discussing like Disney World, where you have to wait in a monstrous line for it.
Oh goodness, you guys should have seen the line outside of Halo 4. It was insane.
People are just sitting there too. I mean, that's how you can
literally
tell.
Camping out.
Yeah, how long the line is when, and how long it's taking is when people sit.
Yeah. It's one thing, to see everybody standing in line. It's a completely different thing to see everybody sitting in line.
Yeah.
It's like, oh dear.
You have no hope. Those are people who are probably there since like Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we went on the last day. So it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we were only able to go on Thursday.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff, unfortunately, we didn't get to actually get our hands on, unfortunately. Because of the lines. But we did get to play a couple games. We got to play Madden. We got to play some of the dancing games. That was fun. We actually have that on tape.
And then we also got to do a little bit at the end there. It was Street Fighter, right?
Yeah, a little bit of Street Fighter.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like fighting games.
Me
so
too.
Anytime they do like the Marvel versus Capcom games, or like the Street Fighter versus Tekken's, which is the big one, or Tekken Tag Tournament that they've got, it's always really exciting because it's like, I don't know how many times you can give us the same game and we'll still love it, because they're basically the same game, but they're still awesome. And yeah, there were advertisements for Dead or Alive 4, the new Soul Calibur, and lots of fighting games this year.
You know a lot more names than I do. You're gonna be the, expert at this. And I was
gonna say, we can do a little Q&A.
You almost should. What was your favorite thing, Megan?
Favorite thing? Everything. No, I don't know. What was your favorite thing?
Oh, I'm always a fan of watching people do the dancing. I think that's funny. I'm just getting over a cold. So it seems like every year I go to E3. I went last year, and it was the day after I got my wisdom teeth pulled out, and today it's the day that I'm actually feeling slightly better from tonsillitis. So somebody doesn't want me to go to E3 feeling good, so I never go when I'm feeling okay. There was this cool game over at the Connect that I actually would have liked to have tried. There was like an Avengers one.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're basically one of the characters, and I'm love all the Avengers. The movies, I'm a movie girl. More of a movie girl, less of a gamer. Because it's just
Spider-Man and Wolverine and
you got
all
to
the
be in there and
X-Men.
be the Hulk, and that looked really cool. And it was funny to see people impersonate like the characters, and you see it on screen with their
like, I am Magneto.
Yeah,
and they're waving their arms around.
And it's like this, little 7-year-old. Or this, this 50-year-old
tiny little girl,
man.
Next to this grown man.
Yeah.
And the grown man is Storm, and the little girl's Wolverine.
But that was cool. Some of the dancers were amazing.
Yeah, it was that Just Dance 3, or no, not Just Dance, Dance Party 3. I believe is what it was. There was Just Dance stuff, which is what we did, but then the ones with like the professional looking dancers, that was Dance Party 3, I think.
On the one hand, it's a good thing to have them up there because it's like, oh, it's so cool, but then nobody wants to go up.
It's like, oh,
you don't want to look like that. look. You want to look like that. You don't want to
look how we probably look
playing
Just Dance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was interesting.
Yeah, that'll be interesting when we look back over the footage.
I'm gonna blame that on my cold and my heels. But then Ginger Rogers did everything in heels backwards. So
it's really hard dancing in heels, by the way, in case you don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I like that. Yeah.
I was really excited to see the Square Enix stuff and the Nintendo stuff and the Sega stuff. Particularly, I almost made a beeline to the Legend of Zelda stuff that they had out for the Wii U, because I went to the Legend of Zelda concert last night. Because whenever E3 comes into town, they have a bunch of events in the surrounding area. Like last year, they had a Sonic party. Last night, they also had Video Game Music Live and the Legend of Zelda concert. And so they always do these things when E3 comes into town. And so I've still got like the orchestra playing Legend of Zelda music in my head right now.
So I want to go try it out.
Yep, and the Wii U, a lot of people seem to be impressed with the interface with the Wii U.
Oh, that was one of the things I liked that was over with the panorama view that we tried.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Very cool. They had this set on there, at least the one that we tried, where you could go different destinations, and if you picked up this, what was it?
The Wii U, yeah.
Was it the Wii U?
Yeah, that was the Wii U.
Oh, so you pick that up, and if you go in a circle, I did a bus tour through London, and it was like you were on the bus, and you could literally turn in a circle, and it would give you every, single view.
Yeah, like you were actually there in real time.
And it made me want to go on vacation again.
Yep, me too. I did the cherry blossom one in Japan. That was pretty cool. I was like, let's go to Mount Fuji.
Can this bus go any faster?
Come on, let's roll.
So I thought that was a really cool piece of technology, and be able to see it that way. I would have liked to have seen more of because I kept hearing about, I'm a Star Wars fan. There is a Star Wars 1313 that came out.
Yeah.
Or is coming out. We did see a little bit of the Old Republic. Mm-hmm. I didn't try any of that. I still more want, I think there should be more lightsaber action in these games. But
I think that's one thing. Yeah, one of the things that, especially with the connecting, the interactive games where you're moving. I think moving, flinging around the lightsaber is the one thing that people really want to do, in addition to having force powers. But it's being able to wield a lightsaber. I think that would really put you into the Star Wars world.
Yeah, I think that would be good, and I think there actually is some games like that. Again,
there are, but it's one of those things where if they could perfect that, that would make for a really great game.
Yeah. So I think that would have been cool to see. I'm very tempted to do the Assassin's Creed at some point, because people kept talking about that, and this one was like American Revolution.
Yeah, everyone we talked to was like, we'd be like, oh, what are you most impressed with, or what are you most looking forward to? And they were like, Assassin's Creed 3!
Yeah.
It was so funny. And yeah, so Assassin's Creed is basically a game where you play an assassin, and well, it's actually, just from what I've heard, it's a rather long and complicated story. It's more like you're watching the actions of an assassin from the past. Like you're this person's ancestor, and you're somehow through technology you're being able to see the world through their eyes and find clues to what happened, because this organization wants you to find something out for them, and you have to go back through your ancestors' eyes and find the clues and things like that. So that's kind of interesting. And so yeah, the other games had you in Rome and other places like that, and you're meeting Leonardo da Vinci and things like that. For this one, the latest one, it's the American Revolution. So you're gonna be hanging out with George Washington.
It looked pretty cool. They have a bunch of trailers, and that's another cool thing with going to a convention like this, is all the trailers of everything is to the max. It's like walking through Times Square in a convention center in terms of the lights and the videos. And one of the ones at Activision. Excuse me, I can't talk today. Or any day, for that matter. When we were going by there was a huge screen for Call of Duty.
Black Ops?
Black Ops, yeah. that was very cool, and just everybody who was walking by just stopped in their tracks to watch it.
Yeah, because it's just this huge screen. It was amazing. It was like this, I don't even know how long it was, but
that's what she said.
It was definitely over like, it must have been at least 200, 300 feet.
Yeah, I mean,
it was huge.
You could see like all the mini screens like placed together for this thing.
Oh man,
it's unbelievable. And it's a big convention center because it's held at the Los Angeles Convention Center downtown over by the Staples Center and all that, which is, I like the area too.
And so, you know, when the convention's over, you can just like walk across the street and, you know, get dinner or go see a concert or like they had last night.
Or they have after parties if you get invited. We were talking with some of our coworkers, you know, who work at this event every year, and they were saying, what was it, Halo 4?
They went to the Halo 4 after party, yeah.
That it was really cool, and I imagine, can you imagine drunk people playing that game?
Actually, it's kind of funny. I knew one guy who's, you know, good at playing Halo, but when he was drunk, he was a master at it. It's kind of insane. It's like, how do you do that?
Let your inhibitions go.
I suppose. You become Master Chief.
Master Chief.
Which, yeah, I always get really excited when any new Halo game comes out. I'm not a huge first-person shooter fan. Again, we were talking, I'm more of like the fighting games. I'm more into that, or like RPGs, like the Square Enix stuff. But when it comes to Halo, I always get excited because whenever new Halo stuff comes out, that means new Red versus Blue stuff, which is that web series that I love so much. Not that you've ever heard me mention that before.
No, never. What? Who? What color? Green versus orange? I don't really know. That's always fun. I also wish, I like driving games.
Driving games.
Never any of those, but like if I could own a cruise in USA, man, or cruise in the world, that'd be great.
I was gonna say, when you're rich and famous, you can just, you know, buy an arcade set, buy two, so that you guys can play like co-op and race each other. That'd be great.
Wouldn't be fair to whoever I raced. Just saying. I've beaten several people at that. You know who you are.
And just, you know, speaking of like racing and driving games, like EA had a pretty good setup. Like we were playing Madden for a little bit.
God, I suck at that again. I'm like way out of practice. But they did, and it was very cool. They had Madden 13. But just the graphics of all of that just keep getting better and better.
Everything just looked so crisp and clean.
The guy was laughing at us, though.
Yeah, we weren't doing very good.
Well, because it kind of, you know, we picked our teams, and all of a sudden,
and the interface is different from the one you're used to, right? So it's like, what on earth are we doing?
I'm 2 years behind all of a sudden, and now I'm like aging myself with my PS3. But I have the 2011 one, and so it's, you know, definitely different. And it brought it to a different screen, and I was like, I'm not exactly sure how to do this. And he just looked at us like a couple of girls, like,
oh, isn't that cute? These girls trying to play this video game.
I mean, my outfit today looks a little more country club, so probably it's like, what?
I'm wearing a dress. It's like
they were both a little bit more business casual today.
Should have been wearing
Should have brought my Yoda backpack.
I should have brought some of my more nerdy outfits that would have been like, hey, I know what I'm talking about here.
But actually, once we got started on there, and if I kind of realized a little bit more that I'm a Bears fan, and I probably shouldn't have picked them as my team because most of them were out last season.
Well, again, mine was the Cowboys, so we're looking at it as like, neither of these did all that well last year.
I should have switched up with my Patriots instead. I'm going to blame the control of the team and not the person controlling them at this point. But other than that, I think it was like a very easy game to pick up. All those are the kind of ones I like that have a designated ending, because I don't have time to do as many video games as I probably get addicted to.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because like on the one hand, it's nice to be able to, you know, just sit down and blast through a video game. Like there are some games where you can finish in an afternoon, but then other ones require a little bit more of a time commitment, and if you have the time, that's great, you know. Like everybody's really excited for the new stuff they have coming out for Skyrim, the new DLCs and stuff like that, and And oh goodness, when the new Skyrim first came out, like that was all like my coworkers were talking about, like seriously for a month straight. And then once one of them beat it, he was like, okay, I'm done. And the other one, he was like, no, I can't let it go. So it just sort of depends on you know, whether or not you can finish and then walk away.
Should probably do final thoughts, because I feel bad for anybody who's listening and expecting, you know, a play-by-play of each game, because we weren't able to play a whole lot of them.
That's true. Yeah, we didn't really get and we didn't get into any press conferences because we came on the last day.
No. But just as a general overview of E3, so you kind of get the idea that it's a big convention, and you know, you do get to try out all the games, which is very cool. Just from you know, at least for me, a bit more of an outsider perspective, of somebody who's not in that world a whole lot. I'm in the movie stuff, but you know, video games. But yeah, and across a little bit. But final thoughts. What did you think?
I loved it. I when I was younger, I used to watch, you know, G4 do their broadcasts on E3, and I was always sitting there like going, oh, why can't I go? Why is this only for industry people? And now that I've actually gotten to go, oh my goodness, it was so much fun. And again, I wish we had more time, because it would have been really nice to sit down and really get some hands-on interaction with a lot of the really big games like Halo 4 and Assassin's Creed and more of the fighting games, things like that. So wish we had more time. It was great. It was fun. Would definitely go again.
I agree. I think it was more time would have been better, and if we were gonna, you know, really get in there and try stuff, and it would have, you know, people were very friendly and helpful in terms of, you know, getting you to play and how to play too. You know, we had a lot of people come up with that, which would have been cool, and just to, you know, sit in line for certain games. And taking the time to do ones that they had pointed out, it would have been cool to do that, because I probably won't go out and buy them, because again, I don't have time to sit down and do that. They're all very expensive.
Yeah,
but it was very cool, and I like that kind of stuff. And it's always fun to go to an event where people are so passionate about it that it makes you excited and you want to learn more about what they are. So the people we talked to, they were super nice.
Yeah, it's true. That's the way it is going to a lot of conventions. Like that's sort of how I felt like coming back from Gallifrey. It's like, yeah, the Doctor. And
when people are so enthusiastic about whatever it is, it's infectious.
Infectious, yeah.
So thanks for joining us on the drive home, Kristen, and this is Megan, and we will see you guys next time.